Hey everyone, welcome to the Daily Political Tarot Readings here on the Black and Orange channel. Thank you so much for being here. I'm here 365 days of the year to take your political questions out of the chat. So just leave your questions in the chat before I come on. 10% of my income from everything Black and Orange goes to Feeding America at feedingamerica.org, which supplies food to food banks across the country. That is an ongoing thing. And we have an excellent... Oh, Sarah says breaking news. Breaking? What? Photo? Wait. Breaking? Manhattan prosecutors will begin presenting Trump case to grand jury. Oh, happy day. Woo, man. The Manhattan District Attorney's decision represents a dramatic escalation of the inquiry and sets the case on a path toward criminal charges against the former president. Where? Hang on. Where is this from? Question mark. Where is this from? Because it doesn't say. Anyway. Gene A says, does that mean Fani Willis is going soon? Well, this is Manhattan. New York Times? New York Times. Yay! Okay. Let's look together. Let's look together. Oh, thank you. Thank you. I love this top. I'm actually I've got a brown shirt on, you know, I match, everything's nice. It's like, I'm cold. So, yeah, I'm cold. It is a balmy 13 degrees Fahrenheit in Chicago. All right, share that. Share screen. Manhattan prosecutors. Oh, okay. I don't have this. Okay. I think I have a free account, but I'm not sure. All right, hang on. Oh, hang on. Yes, comma, please, exclamation point. I can't see it, period. Imagine if I go into Apple News, I'll be able to see it because I pay for a subscription to Apple News, which gives me access to a bunch of stuff, but I don't have it on my laptop, which is how I do this. So hang on just 1 second. Yeah, exactly. I loved that. Where was it? Oh, ML says 13 degrees. Woohoo, fire up that barbecue pit. Exactly. It's 1 in Denver, which is up 5 degrees. All right. So Sarah's going to help us get some details. Kathy Delisle says, I think I might Irish up my coffee. Ricky says, and the star of the show, the inspiration behind the Led Zeppelin classic song Musty. Musty. What is musty about Boo Boo? But thank you, Ricky. Okay, oh, the nails. I'm rather partial to these. From the New York Times, thank you, Mel. Okay. Misty Mountain Hop. Oh, okay. He's neither in the mist, the mountains, nor is he hopping. Mel says, per the New York Times, this is about the Stormy Daniels payment. Oh. Well, actually, I could probably pull it up. No. Oh my gosh, it's a lot. It's a lot. Okay, hang on. Okay. Yep, it's the hush money. The Manhattan District Attorney's Office on Monday will begin presenting evidence to a grand jury about Donald J. for Genius's Trump, his role in paying hush money during the 2016 presidential campaign, laying the groundwork for potential criminal charges against the former president in the coming months. The grand jury was recently impaneled. Witness testimony will soon begin. Oh, a clear signal that District Attorney Alvin L. Bragg is nearing a decision about whether to charge Mr. Trump. On Monday, one of the witnesses was seen with his lawyer entering the building in Lower Manhattan. The witness, David Pecker. Oh, remember Inquirer? Remember he was the guy from the Inquirer? Seriously, if you name some of these people, if you gave them these actual names in a book, people would be like, oh, that's stupid. The man, the sleazy guy who supposedly had all of the information on Trump's affairs and all of this stuff, and his name was David Pecker. Anyway, it was that tabloid helped broker their deal with Stormy Daniels. And the prosecutors began contacting officials from Mr. Trump's campaign. A conviction is not a sure thing, in part because a case could hinge on showing that Mr. Trump and his company falsified records to hide the payout. Yeah. Huh? A low-level felony charge that would be based on a largely untested legal theory. The case would also rely on the testimony of Michael D. Cohen. Still, the developments compound Mr. Trump's mounting legal woes. Okay. And then it goes on to the guy writing the book, critical of Bragg, etc., etc. Oh boy, okay. Let's have a look. Let's just have a little look, shall we? Mel says Michael Cohen could show the grand jury all the records they need. Yes. And he was convicted. You know, it's not like, yeah, he had his, exactly. Teresa Ford says, so, like, if he had his lawyer pay for it instead of writing a check himself. So, what did they call it in Cohen's paperwork? Is it individual one who he was committing the crime for? Kathy DeLau says he served his time. Mm-hmm. Ricky says Michael Cohen kept their seats. All right, let's start at 8:30 then, and let's look at 8:30. Let's have a look at the grand jury. Let's say New York DA. I'm going to call it the New York DA Grand Jury for Trump's. I know that I'm sure there's some technical thing where it's actually, they're probably not just there for that. They're probably there for some other things too. But I'm just, for the sake of the question, I'm just going to say New York District Attorney Grand Jury for Trump's hush money payments. How will that go? Payments, how will that go? Come on, work with me here. All right, my description box, it's too full right now. I can't save it. So, yes, never, never. Unindicted individual one. Thank you. Always asking will the case go pretty quickly. Well, I'm going to start with asking about it feels like I should start asking about just the grand jury. I'll start there. Also, I saw your comment. Well, I'm just putting the time in. I saw your comments about the how expensive eggs are. I'm sorry about that. I've been vegan for almost 20 years, so I know there are alternatives for a lot of stuff, but I miss eggs. I do soft boiled eggs, toast. But Grand Jury, New York. Alvin Bragg. Grand Jury. Star. Well, it's certainly a big case. Yeah, Frida Smet. It was only $130,000. Give me a break. Thank you, Pamela. 9 of Wands. Page of Cups. King of Swords. Oh, no, that was just about George Santos. Thought maybe there was more information. Sure. Hang on just a minute, friend. All right, he's already feeling pretty embattled. He's still, well, I mean, he's underestimating the forces arrayed against him because he's still swanning around Mar-a-Lago. But this is a prosecution. This is a prosecutor. This is the messenger. This could be Cohen. This is somebody who has the receipts, and then there's chaos. Because if you think about it, the first person who indicts the president, that's all anybody's going to talk about in the news. Ooh, boy. Friend, those are my nails. So let's see what they are going. Are they going to? Will this lead to 3 cards? Will this lead to a legal case, indictment, charge of Donald John Trump that will stick? Oh, getting your nails done later. You like the color. Glad to help. I still don't like Bragg. I don't like his energy. But, all right, we're here. Hermit. All right, that's the grand jury. That's the evidence. There's a justice card. They're going to indict. They're going to recommend an indictment. Evidence, justice, us celebrating. All right, so let's at 14, just after 14 minutes in, let's have a look at, let's say 14:30. Will Trump be convicted not convicted? Will Trump pay any kind of price? No. Be convicted. Will Trump be convicted? Sorry, my brain, I'm dragging a little bit today. How do I put this? What's the best way to put this? Will Trump be convicted for the hush money payments and pay for his crimes. They don't just want to say, will he be indicted, or because I'm tired of this guy getting off with nothing. So this is more like 16 minutes in. Mel says, let Indictapalooza festival begin. February is going to be a good month. Excellent. God, if will he be sentenced? I don't know. I want something harsher than that, because I want it to be more than just a slap on the wrist. Do you know what I mean? That's why it's something that's hard to word these questions. Will Trump be convicted of illegal hush money payments and be held accountable? What exactly, did Cohen go to prison for other stuff he did, or was it for this? Because if he went to prison for this, there's no reason why Dumpling wouldn't. So there's so many cases you could bring against this guy. It's like, take your pick. I got a million of them. Maggie Who, yes, house arrest somewhere very cold with no golf course. Just that would be an improvement. Knight of Cups. Oh, I made Azalea laugh. Good. Knight of Cups, Ace of Pentacles, Six of Swords, Judgment, Six of Wands. This is the hush money payment. These are charges being brought against him. The people fighting against him. This is the hush money payment. This is my card for going up the river. The minimum, this would be house arrest. Big judgment. Big, huge, bigly. But why have I got a victory card here that's not? What is this? Getting really tired of these loopholes. Lola Bell says, per Wikipedia, on December 12, 2018, Michael Cohen was sentenced to 3 years in federal prison and ordered to pay a $50,000 fine after pleading guilty to tax evasion and campaign finance violations. All right, so it was as much the tax evasion as the campaign finance violations. Well, it's not like Trump didn't cheat on his taxes. Oh, yikes. Cheryl Clark says house arrest is no different from what he's doing now. Depends on where his house arrest is. I mean, if it's in New York, they're going to want him in New York. One of so many things he did. There are so many. All right. 7 of Wands, Queen of Cups, Page of Wands. Appeals. Appeals. It'll get him back in the news. People will be talking about him. He won't be as strong as he used to be, but if someone comes to me and asks, okay, am I going to be indicted, tried, convicted about these hush money payments? These are the people coming after you. There's the hush money payment. That's a big judgment. And this is a legally having to go elsewhere. And it's in the center, so it could be some form of going up the river. Thank you, Florida. Is it Lois? Lois McDonald said Alvin must have been delighted to see Trump write off the Daniels payment on his taxes. I think that's the key. Yeah. All right. Is this going to be... all right, so will this... At 21... Will the... I'll call it the Bragg Grand Jury return indictments quickly or slowly? So it's kind of a two-part question. I just want to double check. Okay. I still can't save. So anyway. Hello, Grand Jury. How you doing? How's it going? How's your mom and Dem? You're gonna see all this stuff. Big old theft card. That's a thief. Card for the reading is the thief. 3 of Cups. Just pretty good day. Pretty good day. Things moving in the right direction. Page of Cups. 3 of Pentacles. World. 6 of... Okay, this does not just feel like a fine and go away. It's right next to the World card. There was the plan. Because Cohen can testify. There was a plan. And basically the other shoe in the Cohen case needs to drop. This was not for his benefit. The hush money payment. This needs to complete. And this was trying to pay somebody off. This doesn't feel like, oh, we'll get a fine. No, this feels like Trump is the one who paid her off. And you're right about he wrote it off on his taxes. From someone who's sorting out their taxes, for their business taxes from last year, to get to start filing. Yeah, you don't do that. Not that I have given out any hush money payments or have anything to hush anybody about, but Janelle says, I see others flipping because of this news. Oh, that would be wonderful. Okay, at 23. Oh, we're gonna go look at Fani Willis now. 24 minutes in. In trying to block the release of a special grand jury report, District Attorney Fani Willis argued in court last week that decisions in the case were, quote, imminent, and that the report's publication could jeopardize the rights of, quote, future defendants. Does this mean we really are closer to formal charges? I'm trying to block the release of a special grand jury report. DA Fani Willis argued in court last week that the decisions in the case were imminent, that the report's publication could jeopardize the rights of future defendants. And that day I kept getting the partnership card over and over and over. It's because she needed to go to the special grand jury, created a report. Now she needs to take that report to a regular grand jury to come up with potential indictments. I like that, Christine. Michael Cohen will dance down Fifth Avenue. I'd like to see that. Maybe you guys shouldn't have called Georgia. Just saying. Just a thought. And it's not because it's not just him. Lindsey Graham, to the best of my knowledge, is still being quite buddy-buddy with Trump. And I wonder if it's because of this. King of Wands, Page of Wands, Five of Cups, High Priestess, King of Cups. This energy feels very clear. It's like suddenly the energy, all of this is right now. Of course, it's a grand jury, so it's kind of a little shrouded mystery. But this is very clear energy, and this is just very straightforward legal action. But there's Trump. There's one of his minions. That's the phone call, really, but it includes his minions, and they've tried to knock down the. But Fani Willis's investigations and whatnot. But it feels pretty good here. It feels like she's going to indict him. Renia says, to this day, Trump says his call to Georgia was a perfect call. Yeah, perfect for you. Perfect for you to indict him with. All right, 3 more cards. Fani Willis. Hello. Hi. We really want to see this guy in prison, and I get the sense that you do too. Prosecution. Temperance, but it's major arcana temperance. Knight of Pentacles. This is when she told, this is her going into court and telling them that she needed the report to stay quiet. This is people in the news and people on the other side wanting things released so they could try to get ahead of it. They could try to mess with it. They could try to win in the court of public opinion, but laid out. Ding, 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 ding. Tell Trump what he's won, Fani. He's won indictments. I'm liking this. I am liking this. I still don't completely trust Bragg, but the cards were quite good. So I'll take it. All right. Oh, this is a lovely thought. 29. Picture this. According to Glenn Kirschner, Donald Trump will fold like a house of cards to avoid prison if he gets indicted or convicted in any of the ongoing criminal investigations against him. Will he start throwing everybody under the bus? Because there isn't a bigger fish. You're it. You want to be bigly and important. Well, congratulations. You're the big fish. You can't roll on anybody else. But sure, you want to tell us stuff. I'd be happy to include them too. Oh, that was good. Who? I want to give you guys credit. Lady Eva. Yes. He won a jumpsuit to match his face. Three of Pentacles. Well, first of all, understand he has the worst lawyers. I mean, he needs so many lawyers and so many big firms who would normally jump at the chance to represent a president, ex-president, that kind of thing. They're like, oh, thanks. Nah. Knight of Swords, Ace of Wands. There's no upside for them. And they're not even likely to get paid. Well, this is him taking action. It's going to build up. There's so many different depositions he's going to have to sit for, so many interviews he's going to have to sit for, so many courts he's eventually going to have to sit in. It just builds and builds and builds. Could it get to the point? It could. It doesn't feel like he's getting good legal suggestions, but yeah. Cindy Lou says, how can you believe anything he says? You can't, but Betty Cantrell says he's not the big fish. Who's bigger? Who could he roll on? I like how you guys think, so I'm just asking. All right, 31:45. Oh, this is glorious. Dumpling is turned on the Satan. Quote, Ron would have not been governor if it wasn't for me. Number one, he wouldn't have gotten the nomination. And number two, he wouldn't have beaten his Democrat opponent. So then when I hear he might run, I consider that very disloyal. Please fight each other. I've got some popcorn. Does anybody want some popcorn? See, we don't want Trump to get we don't want him to get actually stronger. But if he's getting more attention in the press, if he's got the MAGA people who are going more and more to his side, which they tend to do the more he's in the press, that does weaken DeSantis. So there's this little balancing act that we want, where Trump's in the press for all the indictments, all of the convictions, please, and DeSantis is kept a little lower. He doesn't build up a big enough head of steam that when he finally runs for the presidency and goes on the national stage, we want him to have as little boost running up to that as possible. Anyway, Harold McGuire suggesting foreign adversaries could be bigger fish. But boy, he would have to open himself up to some whole new different kinds of charges to do that. But you could be right. Trump is still stuck in a mob boss loyalty mentality. The question here is, will there be many still loyal to him in this next election cycle? And I want 3 cards also for DeSantis, specifically him and DeSantis. Oma's asking, did he stop throwing people under the bus? Mm-hmm. Trump's going to be too busy to run for president. He's going to have too many court cases going. Wheel of Fortune. Judgment. Ace of Pentacles. 7 of Cups. Moon. We know he's running to be president, not because he wants to be president again. He just wants the protection of being president again. But your time has come, Dumpling. And this is judgment. And the lies and the chaos and all of this. He's got money problems. What about DeSantis? What about DeSantis or he and DeSantis? There's a thief card. Of course, DeSantis is disloyal. 6 of Pentacles, Temperance. Trump's going to be out of the way. DeSantis isn't going to. It's not going to be the food fight we kind of hope it is. All right. So, Lindsey, the rancid mint julep himself, 3630. 3630. Lindsey Graham firmly hitched his for 2024. Oh, what could go wrong? Telling people that the GOP can't use Trump's policies without Trump himself. It's all bad. So Graham then went on to talk about how Trump made the world a better place. Is Graham seriously Team Trump, or is there something going on behind the scenes? Trump made the world a better place. I'd like to buy the world a Trump. Keep him company. I'm Lindsey Graham. You know I am a flunky on TV. Cindy Lou, a better place for who? Wow, this is just 3 cards. This is like the cards, the energy around the cards themselves is just like, Lindsey. Ace of Cups. Okay, Lindsey's getting emotional. Okay. 5 of Wands, 6 of Pentacles, 3 of Pentacles. Lindsey's worried. He's sticking with Trump for a reason. Then again, it is his nature to stick with whoever he thinks is the alpha male in the situation, whoever's the strongest male in the situation, because that's how he survived back in school. And that's what he's done his adult life to get ahead. Basically be a ride or die for some other strong male. So, and there's, he doesn't like the chaos that's going on where other people are trying to muddy the waters and move on from Trump, but keep the policies. And then who do you choose? And there's McCarthy, but he lost 14 votes in a row. It's just political. I don't see it as Lindsey's looking out for Lindsey. Yeah, he's not a king. He's a knight. He goes and he helps the alpha male. Whoever he thinks, I'm not saying they are, but whoever thinks is the alpha male. Death card. Tower. Fani Willis, there's a possibility when she gets finished talking to the grand jury, there's a possibility that wouldn't Graham maybe have an indictment against him too? And then he decides that if he talks, then maybe he will get off easier because he's not going under the bus for Trump. He's not a true believer. No, that's not how this works. Because this is bad for him. Death next to the tower. Election interference charges. No, you can't trust him. You cannot trust him. He can turn on the charm when he wants to, but it's a tap. It's like, oh, I think I'll be charming. Turn on tap. Oh, charming, wonderful. Am I done? Yes. All right. Close tab. Go back to myself. It's not nice. But he can't trust as a pawn. If he's a pawn, he's a willing pawn. Or rather, he wants to, like if you think of it in chess, he wants to make sure he's not a pawn. He wants to make sure he's a knight. He's not trying to be king, which is odd. But he doesn't think he can survive as king. So he, like I said, he wants to be, anyway, that's how it worked. Okay. So, moving on. $42.30. People cannot choose their basic looks. The looks they were born with, nobody chooses. Nobody. You don't get a say on, now, people will say, well, on the other side, you made a contract or whatever, but at the end of the day, once you're here on Earth, you are not responsible for what you are born with. This is just, you've got what you've got, and you try to do the best you can with what you've got. Fair enough. However, you can make yourself prettier, and you can make yourself uglier. You can make yourself look prettier and look uglier. And maybe it could be plastic surgery, but at the end of the day, it really has to do with whether you are giving out good energy or bad. And bad energy will age you. It will make you ugly. Bad energy will make you ugly, even if you were born having won the genetic jackpot. If you are a bad person, if you are selfish, cruel, self-centered, you enjoy hurting others, I don't care how symmetrical your face is, I don't care what your figure looks like, you're ugly. Right? So, and I'm saying all of this up front because this is the question that came to me. A former Pence aide went on the record saying that she doesn't believe Trump would ever choose Marjorie Taylor Greene as his running mate for one very shallow reason. Trump doesn't find her pretty. Could there be some truth to this? We are talking about two really ugly people, and I don't care what they look like on the outside at all, because what's inside of them is so ugly, there's nothing on the outside that can make up for that. Yes, and ugly does ooze. Lucky girl, hello. Lucky girl, you do not have a face for radio. I've seen your face, and it's beautiful. So there, deal with it. Anyway. Renier says the most attractive guy I knew was plain on first sight, but he had everything else: smarts, humor, kindness, etc. And I think we've all met some people who on the outside, stunning, absolutely gorgeous. And then you looked in their eyes, or you talked to them for 30 seconds, or they just open their mouth and you're like, oh, no, thank you. Lady Eva, you do not have a face for radio. Devil. They're both heinous. They're both absolutely heinous. Tigress says absolutely. She's the junkyard dog, like you said previously. Yeah. 8 of Cups. 9 of Swords. 4 of Swords. Oh, honey. Not a chance. She really thinks she's going to be Trump's VP pick. Not a chance. No way. No how. I mean, you are heinous enough. But he wants a beautiful woman. He would, if he had a woman as his VP pick, it would have to be someone from Central Casting. This is not being picked. This is being on the defensive. This is being mad because he picked somebody who was pretty. But she's working it hard. She's worried about it, but it's not going to happen for you. He's just not that into you. But he would love for you to be a junkyard dog and just go out there and fight all of them out there. He finds that wildly entertaining. Kelly says, I think she's good at raising money. Not as good as she used to be, but there's some truth to that. And unless she can find a way to start funneling that money to Trump, not a chance. Tammy is saying he wants eye candy. Yeah. Tasha's asking, will Trump pick a woman this time around? Let's have a look. 48. VP. Trump pick a woman for VP. Yeah, Selma. Oh my gosh. Are there mirrors at Mar-a-Lago? I know. And ugly is as ugly does, but. So Trump for VP. Oh, you were such a scumbag. Are you going to choose a woman to be your VP running mate? Or are you even going to get that far? Are you going to have to be too busy in court? He's scared. He's scared. And he's lashing out. People can't have just conversation with him. You can't talk to him about his legal problems. He just gets so angry. Ooh, boy. Lurking Lady says, Marjorie always reminds me of the founders on Deep Space Nine, Odo's cousin. Oh, the founders. Yeah, they were actually called the founders. Odo's family. The shapeshifters. Well, she is mean, but he wants it to look like a fantasy, or he has a fantasy of when he makes the announcement Carrie Lake actually has a real shot at this. She looks okay to him. Okay. But she's been very loyal to him, very complimentary to him. I've got suspension right in the middle. And I've got fool and the that could be Carrie Lake. But all the stuff he's putting out there, suspension. I don't know if he's going to get that far. I mean, he's why wouldn't he string things along? True, Cheryl. A dictator doesn't need a VP. I alone can fix it. I am the chosen one. He's actually said, glancing up at the sky. Chosen for idiocy. 3 of Pentacles. 2 of Cups. 10 of Cups. Death card. He may talk about it, but these are all the people arrayed against him. All of these cases, all of this legal stuff. He's done. Yeah, I don't know that he's going to get that far. And I don't have a woman card that's like, ha. So, see here. Who was it up here? Oh yes, AJ was saying, but Carrie Lake is a loser. Well, but she's a loser in the way he was a loser. And she is convinced and will argue that he's so right about the rigged election. And so she is 100% in on his lies. She's a fighter, but she's not, she's of a, he thinks she is of a certain class, at least, in the way she carries herself and the way she looks. Evelyn says Trump's not running. Technically, he's running now, but you're right. He's gonna have to go. Ooh, okay. Jill had a question. Oh, I didn't get a chance to pull up the Jill. I'm going to answer your question about Kavanaugh tomorrow, if that's okay. I'm gonna look up his chart because you're asking about Brett Kavanaugh has some Saturn transits coming. The new documentary was shown at Sundance. Let me pull up his chart for tomorrow. I'll do that first thing tomorrow, unless there's some. I'll do a second if there's a big story. I hope that's okay. All right. Jermaine Johnson. South Carolina lawmaker Jermaine Johnson, Democrat Jermaine Johnson. I like him. I don't know who this guy is, but I like him. Ready for this? One South Carolina lawmaker, Jermaine Jackson, a Democrat, is sick and tired of his GOP contemporaries trying to pass bills limiting what can be discussed on slavery, in an attempt to remove all hints of critical race theory. So, in a bid to show them how ridiculous they are, he proposed a bill banning the mentioning of any and all slave owners. This will include Washington, Jefferson, and the bulk of the founding fathers. Will this show lawmakers and other citizens how ridiculous this all is, or will they take the bait? That's very clever. Oh, thank you, Kim. Thank you. Yeah, Lady Eva. Boom. Oh, America. Oh, America, America. Page of Wands, Two of Cups, High Priestess. Not really. I'm not picking up, but it's a very good. We need to keep pointing this kind of garbage out. Jill's saying there's no birth time for Kavanaugh, but I did an attempt at rectification, try 5:15 a.m. Well, thank you, Jill. I will. Thank you. Actually, I need to make a note of that. What are you? Can I write on you? Okay. Or I can just drop that pencil. That's fine. Kavanaugh. 5:15 a.m. And Jill, make sure, Jill Schaefer Hammond. I want to make sure I give you credit. Jill SHAFFER Hammond. HAMMOND. Rectified. Thank you. Thank you. Where's the kitty? The kitty's right here, sleeping on the desk. All right. Ouija Squeeze Box. How about removing the faces of slave owners from the currency? Yep. Oh, thank you, Oma. Thank you. Thank you. Like the Storm's asking, what does rectify mean? It means when you don't know when somebody was born, the chart could be any, okay. Bing. All right. This is the basic chart. I've shown you guys a million times. This has Aries here, the first sign of the zodiac, second, third, fourth. Okay. But this isn't how most people's charts look. If you know what time they were born, this whole thing is shifted because of where the Earth was, what was out there when we were born. Was it above the horizon? Did you have planets that were visible, or were they all hidden, on the other side of the Earth kind of thing? And for example, I have Gemini rising. So when I was born, this whole thing was tilted this way so that this Gemini was on the ascendant. So if you don't know when somebody was born, you don't know how to shift this. And so if you don't know at all, people will just use this basic chart. They'll just put Aries first and just do it this way. But one of the ways that some people will try to figure out, if there's no other way to find out when someone was born, they'll take major things that happened in that person's life, and they will try to say, okay, from what I know, what major things happened in their life? When did they get married? When did they have children? When did they ascend to a high point in a career? What big things happened? And does it line up with transits and various things in the chart? So that, and then after a while, you can say, okay, this house rules this rules that rules. So if this happened here and this happened there, if I try it this way, does that make sense? This way, does that make sense? And you just try to figure it out. And some people are really good at it, but it's an art. It is an art, and it's a lot of work. So thank you, Jill Schaefer Hammond. Thank you. That's a lot of work. So All right, what have we got here? Dave says Saturn's entering Libra in February. Work time. Okay. Anne says the birth time gives you your ascendant. Mainly it helps to find where the moon was at your time of birth. That too. Jill saying Kavanaugh had a Saturn transit on his moon during his Senate confirmation. I worked from that. That would make sense. That would make sense. Pay the piper. Time to pay the piper. Yeah, that makes sense. Okay. Let me see. What have I got here? Okay, let's have a look at 10130. Oh, 102. Let's make it 102. McConnell and the rest of the Republican senators are content to take a back seat during this year's debt negotiations, essentially leaving it all on McCarthy's shoulders. Go ahead. Good. No, you got this. Yeah, you got this. Go ahead. Oh, we're over here in the Senate. There's nothing we could do anyway. So sure. Yeah. You go control the House. You go negotiate. Yeah. We'll be here. We'll be here. McCarthy, how's it going to go? Going to negotiate the debt ceiling, huh? Because Biden was vice president through the whole Obama debt ceiling crises. The first one, he gave in. After that, not again. Never. Not a word, not a peep. Someone has released that there could be some cuts. Something tells me that is McCarthy's side, not Biden's side, but Knight of Cups. This is stuff that's already been paid for. Sorry, this is stuff that's already been spent, and Republicans agreed to do this. 3 of Pentacles, 6 of Cups. There's Biden, King of Cups right in the middle. Queen of Pentacles, Queen of Wands. Oh, they're okay, so they're definitely going to him. This is the group of Republicans. You've got the MAGA 20 or whatever they were called. In the House, they're like the ball chained to McCarthy's ankle. That's Biden. Biden has seen this before, and these people got in on this promise that they were going to do all these things. But the reality is, why should Biden? Why should he? Why should he give up anything? What's in it for him? Oh, we won't default. You're not going to default. And the other Republicans won't let you default. He's like, I'm my door's always open. You can always come over, but it feels like play this game. And it feels like this will be once again one of those things where these people on the far right and McCarthy, McCarthy just wanted the status. But these people on the far right, they're like, we're going to go in there. We're going to do all this stuff. It's like, you don't have the people to do all this stuff. You barely have enough people to propose all that stuff. You do not have the power to actually make it come to fruition. Yeeks. 106. I'm shocked, I tell you. You'll be too. If you haven't already heard, you'll be shocked. Turns out, remember the that report came out recently about the Supreme Court on who leaked the whole Roe v. Wade decision thing, that whole mess? There was a leak, and there was an investigation, and the report came out and said, I don't know, right? And then there are people saying, hang on, I don't think this guy interviewed any of the justices themselves or their spouses. Right? That's where we are. Yeah, okay. Turns out that the Supreme Court forgot to disclose that the independent and impartial Michael Chertoff, formerly of DHS, who they hired to find the Roe leak, is also financially tied to the court. His firm provides security for many of the conservative members, Chief Justice Roberts included. Will anything be done about this wildly unethical act? I'm not going to hold my breath. Who's surprised? Show of hands. Yes, Kelly, these people are so unethical. I agree. Oh, buddy. Oh, buddy. Oh, friends. Tower. 5 of Cups. Page of Swords. No. There was the huge leak on the case, going to find out who knocked over the situation, and Page of Swords. That's not exactly a rousing investigation. That's not exactly a prosecutorial level. Heck, the Queen is at least investigations. This is childish waving of your wand in the air. And it all goes, whew, never to be heard from again. And yes, conflict of interest maybe. The stars. You do not mess with the stars on the court. Queen of Wands, 2 cards for the center. Lovers and Hermit. Please. Far right victory. Far right, lover in the background, hidden away for a ultra far right victory. I like that. I like that, Suburban Housewife. SCOTUS corruptus. Yeah. I mean, you made it a different word, but we're going to stick to SCOTUS. SCOTUS corruptus. Okay. Yeah, okay. All right. Well, that's going to do it for me for today. But thank you so much for being here. It is 1:25 p.m. here in Chicago. In 2 hours, I'll be over on the Creative Sprints channel. You're always welcome. Bring your whatever projects you want to work on. We just focus on our work for 25 minutes at a time. And then we just encourage each other and take a break for 5 minutes and just rinse and repeat. We show up every day and we just make steady progress on all the things it's like, I want to get around to doing that. Anyway, all right. Other than that, I will be right back here tomorrow. I'm here 365 days of the year. All right. And thank you so much, everybody. You are not alone. We are in this together. And there are good days ahead. There really are. Okay. So take care, and I'll see you back here tomorrow.